about 3/4 of the way through my mission, I was in Uijeongbu. It's north of Seoul, near the border of North and South Korea. And so in that area, we were over a Korean ward and an English branch from the military base. And we had an investigator in both. In the Korean the Korean ward we were over, there was a mother who had joined the church very long time ago and had gone less active. And she had a son who was 10 years old, and she was trying to come back to the church and wanted her son to receive lessons. My companion at the time, his name was Elder Bodley. He was it is his first transfer in country, so I was training him. And so he was struggling a lot with the language, but he was also making a lot of progress at the same time. And so we would meet with this family, and as we started going through the lessons, it was he received the lessons very well. He had a really good comprehension, and really enjoyed coming to church every week, and being with the primary and things like that. And he was making a lot of progress, and things were going great and scheduled for him to get baptized. Now in the English branch, the investigator, we had a gentleman who was from Nigeria. So he was actually in Korea, kind of hiding. He was trying to get away from some of the political issues that they had in Nigeria, and so he came to Korea. He had to leave his family because he had run into some issues with the land that he owned and some people trying to take it from him, and he didn't want to sell it and things like that. So he had to leave the country for a while. So he was in South Korea, kind of being sponsored by another church there. They were just kind of helping him. He was more or less a refugee in Korea. And so his name was Vitus Ifeanyi Anapome. And we were sitting there working with him, and if you could ever think of somebody who accepted the gospel so easily, it'd be him. He was an extremely simple person. He was a car mechanic, and he loved people. He knew a little bit of English. I mean, his main language was Igbo, the language of that area, but he also knew English a little bit too. And so we would teach him in English. We had to teach him very simply, but if it's like teaching a child. He wasn't immature in any way, but he loved the missionaries and teaching about the restoration. We finished the first lesson, and we asked him if he would get baptized. He's like, "Of course, why wouldn't I? If this really happened and what you say is true, of course I would get baptized." And we asked him, would he get baptized by someone with the proper authority? And he said yes. And he literally stood up and jumped for joy. He's like, "I'm going to get baptized. Like, I can't believe it. I am going to get baptized. I'm going to start my progression towards returning with Heavenly Father." And there was no shred of doubt in his mind. There was no skepticism by any means. He completely believed and trusted us. And I'm sure he felt the Spirit, and that's what testified to him of the truthfulness of it.